Okay, is that working now? Am I unplugged? Am I plugged in? Lord have mercy. I got it. Hold on, let me text you. Yeah, before she hold on. Hold on. Thank God I checked. I started talking and I was like, you know what? I better check. I better be checked just to be sure. Okay, wait, let me put my thumbnail back on the board because it's a good one. We have a treat today, guys. I'm so excited for today's live stream. I know that AK and Alex reviewed Clara's Rumble from yesterday, last night, but it was very late and I was already in bed before they got started. So, in case you missed it, totally fine. We're here now. All right. Lisa Simpson, it was a good one, wasn't it? I watched some of the clips that are around the YouTubies and the Twitters from their stream last night, and I tell you what, I'm enjoying every bit of it. I'm just here's what I don't understand. I'm so confused. For those of you who don't know, Clarajandra just could not help herself. And she just absolutely had to toot her own horn and blow the cat out of the bag yesterday. Okay, so listen. Apparently, back in May, like right after the fire brigade, or what is it she called them yesterday? The fire team. Right after the Connorsville fire team was called to their failing retail store, their Timu resale shop, they call the attic. Right after that, uh, Clarajandra filed a police report and she also filed for an EPO. Can you believe it? Yet another EPO. She done filed again. So she's filed this EPO on Tragic 2 months ago. No, a month ago, about a month ago, a little over a month ago, end of May. Anyway, and she was so proud of herself for keeping it, mum, for keeping it quiet, for there being no leaks, despite the fact that she has teamed up with, her new friends or whatever. So proud of herself that nothing leaked, that nothing got out. So proud of herself. Giddy with delight at the fact that she pulled this off, right? Spoiler alert, nothing happened yesterday. Like there was a hearing scheduled with the court and the hearing was held, but nothing happened. So I'm just so confused. If nothing happened at the hearing, which nothing happened at the hearing, why did she immediately go live after this hearing to immediately disclose the fact that she's been keeping this EPO filing very hush hush? So proud of herself and her new friends, the Grift Gang, for none of it leaking out. Literally patting herself on the back, taking her bow. I just don't and she says it's not over. She's going to hire process servers to try to serve Tragic, and I guess I can only imagine that's because she intends to haul him into court when she gets him served. Why are you blabbing about it now? You've not yet got him served yet. Okay, look, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm sorry. I'm so flabbergasted by this. First of all, let me just tell you that when I first heard about this yesterday, her live stream was already over. She had already posted this stuff online. And so when I scrambled and went and found her Rumble so I could hear every juicy detail, every word of her win, every delightful moment of her gloat from her win, because surely she won. If she's taking to internet and announcing, you know, surely she's gloating in her victory. I was so delighted to see that she wore her fancy shirt. Like that was the highlight. Oh my effing word. Babe, I just read your text. I saw you typing. I was like, I can't wait to see what she's gonna say. I cannot believe it. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, about Claire. I was so delighted at her fancy shirt. Now we've seen this shirt before. Okay. That's how I know this is her good shirt. This is her fancy shirt because we've seen this shirt before. Let me find my screeny. Hold on. I'm gonna kind of be all over the place here, and it's totally fine. Oh, I forgot to put it in a screeny. Hold on, here it is. We have seen this shirt before. I usually bop past Ron and Clara's intros on their rumbles because, well, for one, they play a lot of copyrighted music, but two, they're very, very, very cringy. But for some reason today, I decided, or was it yesterday, whenever it was, I decided that I would go ahead and watch the intro, I was just gonna mute it and not subject myself to it, right? And what did I find to my delight? I was like, "Oh my word, that's her fancy shirt." We have seen it before. This is an image that she uses in her intro over on the Rumble. It's a picture that she took of herself that she's very proud of. I think on this particular day, she posted that she was at work, claiming to be at work. Um, so yeah, this is definitely a shirt that she fancies. She calls that shirt Old Reliable. I call it her fancy shirt. I'm sure when the judge broke it to her that the hearing would not be going down, that she had put her fancy shirt on and come down there for nothing, cut her hair into a bob so she'd be taken more seriously. I guarantee you, when the judge told her, "I'm sorry, but you did not manage to get the respondent served, therefore this hearing is not going to happen today." I know she looked at that judge and said, "But Your Honor, I wore my fancy shirt." Sure, she did. Tally 420. Good afternoon. Sorry, I didn't do a Mickey Mouse roll call. DG, that's right. Fake Versace. We want to see the receipts. We want to see the tag and the receipts for your Versace shirt. Lisa Simpson said, "Oof, that cankle wrist." Did she borrow Chantel's hair set? So funny. Glad you could make it, Tally. Hey, Maritza. Okay, so listen, I was just delighted. And when I seen today that her fancy shirt in her Rumble intro, I just loved it. Okay, but first, I want to take a visit real quick. Let's bop over to Owl real quick. Because of course, once I heard that there's been a whole brand new court filing, a whole new lawsuit in the community, my first question was, is Owl going to be getting the transcripts, right? So I took the Twitter and I asked if Owl was gonna be getting the transcripts, and then I remembered, oh my god, Owl Owl is in the middle of a Mentee B. So 2 days ago was the last time Owl was live, which actually I think it was 3 days ago, whatever. I think it might have been Saturday night. Remember I told you how the Grift Gang and friends did like a weekend marathon? It was one after another. They were taking turns going live talking about me and Yaba. It's great. Well, inexplicably, at the end of Owl's live stream, I guess once she ended it, somebody DM'd me in the middle of the night. I think that somebody's here too. Claim it if it's yours. Somebody DMs me in the middle of the night. They're like, "Oh my god, you gotta listen to like the last 6 seconds of Owl's live. She's crying." Sure enough, you listen to the last couple seconds of Owl's live from Saturday night. At the very end, after her outro goes off, you can hear her sniffling. And then she posts this community tab post. But first, very good. Thank you so much for the super chat. Back before she died, I used to think DC was so cosmopolitan. I think a lot of people were, but Lord, she's just a sweaty little weirdo. She is indeed. Thank you so much for the super chat. Very good. I appreciate you. So back to you, Owl. So this was posted literally right after the end of her Saturday night live stream. She says, "I'll be back, Hoots. I need to take a step away for a little bit." This part is what really tickled me. "I can't run a channel where I urge people to get it together when I myself currently cannot. I plan to come on for member streams to update and fulfill my obligations to paying supporters. Please don't be concerned if you cannot immediately get a hold of me through social media. I'm not isolating. I just need to make some room in my brain for other things right now. Thank you for understanding." All right, Hoot. So Owl's in the middle of a Mentee B. It's unclear whether or not Owl Alejandra over there is going to be scoring the transcripts for the EP, the brand new fresh EPO, Clarajandra versus Tragic. So we'll be looking forward to finding that out. Why did that start playing? I don't know. All right. Anyway, so there's that. So let's go right on over. Do I not have it queued up? What is my problem? Hold on. I must have used the let me take that down. I think I used the window for that. It's fine. Give me just a second. We're gonna get right into DC's live stream from yesterday on Rebel. She just could not help herself. Even though her day in court was tragic, was a big fat failure. Womp, womp, womp. She just cannot help herself. She had to come to the I guess she was so desperate to finally get a win on no, we don't wanna hear that. I don't know. I guess maybe she convinced herself this was her win against the bodega. I don't know. Let's see. I wanna make sure I'm past the music. I am. I know she had some trouble at the very beginning. Share this tab instead. God. Oh, Sky Fury, you're wearing your Minty B shirt right now. I love it. Give you dumb, give you a bitch. Says so. Al is broke. Al is off to touch some grass. I doubt it. Oh, AK says make some room in your brain for not interfering with open cases. Owl. Yeah, owl. Jesus. What a jabroni. Corley Pop, Sam's DMs must be full of fuck shit. They are. And I know it's extra special hot going down on the internet. So I open my Twitter and I've got like 6 DMs. I literally brace myself. Good job, DC. Great win. We're so embarrassed. Tragic is so embarrassed he was never served. All right. So let's watch Clarajandra gloat about her big win in court yesterday against Tragic. Look at this home. Look at this. This is your woman, Ronnie. Hey, Street Carp. Nice to see you. Street Carp, you are just a delight on the eyes. I tell you what. Look, Ron, it's your woman. All right. Anyway, whatever. God, she looks like for real. Dude, when your mom looks better than your girlfriend, you really, really need to take some inventory. Right, Ron? Did she cut her own hair? Probably. All right, let's just get right into it. Ron's female girlfriend. Ron, this is your female girlfriend. Is DC older than his mom? No, I don't think so. But Ron's mom definitely looks better than Ron's female girlfriend. She looks like a secretary. Look at the facial. Hold on, I'm gonna tap it back. Just watch her facial expressions. Oh, that's too far. Hold on. Can't have none of that music. There. Look at her facial expression. She's so proud of herself. We're proud of you too, Clara. Look at her all over her screen. I love it. I love it. We can literally follow her whole head all over her, that big, gigantic screen she has in front of her. Yeah. She looks like my tax accountant. I just want to know what is so complicated that she's got going on behind the scenes of these amazing professional productions she puts on the internet that she does so much clicking around to get from her intro to the main show, to the main event. What exactly do you have working on that screen? Look at that. Still no light switch plate cover. There will never be one. She will never give the haters the satisfaction of putting a switch plate on that motherfucker. Never. She's about 20 years behind in technology and technology. Yeah. All the gay ops. One Clara. Oh God, Lord have mercy. Bop bop. Look, you're fresh home from court. She didn't even change her clothes.
I love the fact that my intro ends with my precious, precious baby dogs. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining me today. I am not going to be here for too long because what I have to say is not going to take that long to say. Welcome to everybody. It's good to have you.
I do not get this. I don't get it. Clarajandra, please explain. Come back and explain. Or somebody in the chat explain it to me. Maybe Ron can take the rumble and explain. If Tragic has not been served yet, then presumably Tragic had no idea that this motion for an EPO against him was coming or even existed. I don't understand why she took to live stream to let the cat out of the bag and not only does she give no, not only does she give Tragic the heads up that she's filed something on him and that there are people looking to serve him and there will be more people looking for him to serve him, she then goes and tells him ahead of time before he is even served everything that's in the petition, all of the evidence that she plans to bring to the hearing if and when that hearing ever takes place. Like, why? What was so important? I mean, and you're gonna hear it. She is so proud of herself and her new friends, the Kiwi Farms and the Grift Gang, led by Belinda. Belinda's in the chat cheering her on. Don't believe me? We've got the screenshots because Rumble doesn't hold the replay, but she puts it up on the screen. Don't even need the screenshot. She puts it up on the screen. So proud of themselves for nobody leaking anything and for everyone keeping it so hush hush and moving in silence and everything. Yet I just don't get it. I'm so confused. But I mean, I'm no genius. As we all know, I'm no legal genius. So what do I know? And from the sounds of it, she's not using an attorney to go against Tragic, which I found interesting.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay. Hello, everybody.
She makes no mention of attorney. She says that she went in with this, this, and this, that the judge told her this, this, and this, that the judge tells her she needs to do this, this, and this. Not one word. The word attorney don't even come into it.
So today, I had a very important date.
Was Audrey not available?
I got stood up. Sad fucking trombone. Yes.
You didn't get stood up and it wasn't a date. How could it be a date if the other party is not aware that it's happening? And you admit in your own mouth that Tragic wasn't aware. Tragic had no idea. He's not been served. All of your friends who helped you over there in the Grift Gang kept it all hush hush. Nothing leaked. So how is it a date with Tragic? And how were you stood up if Tragic had no idea? She said she's going pro se against Tragic. That's interesting. Very good. That's interesting. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Certain people need to understand that using terms like, I know for a fact, doesn't work when you don't know fucking fuck all. Okay? Stop.
Why is she so bent up on that? She says it more than once. AK, she's talking to you, is she not?
Oh, thank you, Arcticana. Thank you.
Exactly, Ivana Have Sex. Remember when that important date you had with Hussey last year came about, DC, and you stood him up? And now he's the one taking you out for the date? Oh, Ivana, I'm going to put that in the board if I can find it. That was brilliant. Brilliant. I want to put it on the board because I want to make sure that DC sees it and reads it. All right. All right.
Thank you very, very much. I love this comment. Let me highlight it.
I just highlighted a comment that I like too, Clara. Look, it's from somebody named Arctic Anna, an account that I don't think I've ever seen anywhere before. So some brand new, fresh person. That's nice. It says, "Hi, I loved all the moving in silence lately." Shouldn't you still be moving in silence? If all you have done is filed a motion and had a hearing where the judge told you we can't have the hearing because you didn't get him served, if that's all that's happened, shouldn't you still be moving in silence? I love this. What an absolute fucking idiot.
Hello to both of the Gen X's. It's good to see everybody. Okay.
Yeah, exactly, Lisa. She wasn't even moving in silence. She admits she told a bunch of people about it. Yeah, and then she patted everybody on the back for not letting it leak.
I just lost my train of thought. All right, let me regain it. So, contrary to what you have been told by certain people who think they know everything, after I received the
AK says, Ron did leak it. Did he? I'll just put that in the board. Don't you know that, DC? He put it on his stream. Did he? I must have missed that. I didn't see that. Oh, wait, no. He put those screenshots of those text messages. He sure did. Why do you think he did that? Is that what you're talking about? The text messages where she's talking about it and talking about trying to get Tragic Served. Hey, Brit Gamer girl. Is it you or has she aged 20 years? Oh, for sure. Well, she got rid of that fun, fancy, hip hairdo that she's been sporting, changed her glasses. Yeah, yeah. Okay. I'm not gonna lie. I seen that Ron put those screenshots up there. I read the screenshots, but I wasn't completely following along with the timeline of it. And I was like, I think I just initially kind of wrote it off as those can't be current because why? Why would he put those screenshots up on his stream if that was current present day shit? Like it didn't it didn't add up to me. It didn't make sense to me. So like I brain blocked it. But that's exactly what he did. Negs always tells on her. He sure does. Wicked Crafter, thank you so much for the super chat. She'll be one with a cornfield before she'll get a clue. AK says, yeah, it made no sense. It smelled like a stupid troll. Okay, wait, let me click on that link. Yeah, here it is. I mean, I did see this. Hold on one second. Let's see what's in there. Uh-oh. I can't check Al's Twitter because I believe Al has me blocked on Twitter. Hold on one second. Just give me a minute. Yeah, that heifer has me blocked on Twitter. Look, don't believe me? Blocked. Mhm. Okay, well, anyway, share this tab instead. If somebody can go, drop me a screenshot of whatever is on Al's Twitter that I should be looking at, let me know in the chat. Oh, thank you, Busted Can of Biscuits. You don't think she ever blocked you back? Okay, so this was June 25th. It was just, what, a week or so ago? DC better not dare tell the judge she fears for her life after the "I have a great troll of mine for AK if I win." So these are texts between DC and Anna Nicole, yes? And this would be DC's side, which means these screenshots came from DC's phone. So what, did DC screenshot these and send them to Ron and then he put them on his stream for some reason? All right, AK, hold on. Oh, there they are. Okay, good. Why did he share these? Is this a Rumble? Is the Rumble still up? I feel like I need to understand the context around him putting these on his live stream. Brioche says, I think Negs resents her. I don't believe he ever stopped hating her, to be honest. Oh, absolutely not. No, no, no. He thought it'd be okay, if she was giving him money and paying all the bills and everything, that he'd be able to handle it. But no. I mean, he flat out got her YouTube channel terminated. He knew what he was doing. He shared it on Rumble, then privated that stream. Oh, Lord, Lisa Simpson. Hold on. Let me see. What? Bitch, what are you doing, you fucking freak? Okay. Okay. I'm going to move on. Okay. Anyway, let me close that entirely. What's that? Do I need that? No, I'm sharing this. Okay. It was one of his famous oops. Ron uses her as an attack dog too, for sure. Hunchback Negs didn't know what these screenshots were about either. He was reading them and then asked DC if it was even okay to put them on stream. I don't believe that he didn't know what they were about. Otherwise, how would he have them? Up, AK has to be RB. She says, I'll be back. Got to run for a few. Talking to my lawyer. Okay, so anyway, so this is Anna Nicole on the left, and this is Clara on the right. Anna says, OMG, I just realized the first is around the corner, which now we know the first was the day of the hearing. The first is around the corner, and Tragic and AK still haven't mentioned anything about his TRO hearing. I legit think he doesn't know. Clara says, I'm thrilled and I have a great troll in mind for AK. If I win, she's going to be so mad. Anna says they did mention they thought Gigi was trying to serve him with papers because the cops called AK looking for him. Clara says, stop. Anna says, so I wonder if he's just not answering the door and avoiding being served. Thank you, Busted Can of Biscuits. One moment. I can't believe Ron showed all this shit. Girl, I cannot believe that. Busted Can of Biscuits. God. Okay, let me close this too. We're over here. All right. So Anna says, so I wonder if he's just not answering the door and avoiding being served. No lie. And Clara says, fascinating. Clara says, maybe Gigi is trying to serve him. I didn't put AK's info down on my EPO filing. So you know what this part tells me? This is in response to Anna saying they did mention they thought Gigi was trying to serve him because with papers because the cops called AK looking for him. She says, I didn't put AK's info down on my EPO filing. Then Anna says, that would be amazing if he got served with papers from both of you at the same time when he can't even pay his bills, let alone afford a lawyer. And this is Clara laughing at that comment. Doa Deer says the cops never called AK. AK says the cops never called me. Where are they getting that from? Did they just flat out make that up? Didn't Ron and Clara pull the same shit on you and Yaba? Yeah, I guess Clara was hoping that the court would overlook the tiny detail about whether or not the other party was served or not and maybe get a default judgment. I don't know. All right. Anyway, so yeah, he really put that up there and then he deleted the stream. And so that was what, the 25th? Yeah, that was the 25th. Okay. All right. Back to let me close this now. Back to you, Clara.
The recording of the 911 call.
Hold on. I'm going to bop it back just a little bit because we've been gone from the video for a minute.
People who think they know everything. After I received the recording of the 911 call that sent the fire department and the police and everybody to the attic in May, I did take action. I just didn't do it right away, and I did not feel compelled to give everybody a minute-by-minute update as to what I was doing. Because why would I? Why would I? It was nobody's business on the fucking internet.
It was nobody's business on the internet, but there we see you were definitely texting Anna Nicole about it. She knew all about it. And if you were texting Anna Nicole about it, you were definitely talking to others, i.e. Belinda, and your little farmer friends, right? Of course you were. Who else were you talking to about it? Who we'd be so surprised? Let me guess. Owl.
Dealt with my business, and what have I said more than once? Don't fuck with my family and don't fuck with my money. Get your hand out of my pocket and get your goddamn nose out of my house.
What was that? What was that little thing she did right after she said pocket with her mouth? Watch.
More than once. Don't fuck with my family and don't fuck with my money. Get your hand out of my pocket and get your
That is such a grandma thing to do, ain't it? That's got something to do with your dentures, don't it? Where's Owl? We need a subject matter expert on adjusting your dentures.
Fuck with my money. Get your hand.
Belinda, are you here? Of course you are. That's another subject matter expert on the dentures, ain't it?
Said more than once. Don't fuck with my family and don't fuck with my money. Get your hand out of my pocket and get your goddamn nose out of my house. So,
hey, Nikki P. Be knowing who is I'm unsure on who it is she's scolding right now. Hey, Auntie M, nice to see you.
I did in fact go and I filed a police report in May. I did. And when I went to the police station, and for those of you who don't believe me, I tweeted all this out and it's all on the farm, so you can see it there if you want.
Look at her. She's so proud of herself. So right now she's saying If you don't believe anything I'm about to tell you in my live stream that I've only just begun, you can go see it on the farms or you can see it on Twitter. Why for would you put this shit out on the Twitter and on the farms before you did your live stream about it? Because I didn't even need to watch this live stream. I had already seen all the documents. I already got the gist of all of it because of what was put on the farms and Twitter and whatnot. I mean, I don't even know why I'm giving her this little tip, but don't show your hand. Don't you wanna be the one to present the goods? Everything you and your friends have worked so hard for over the last 6 weeks? You let the farms put this shit out before you could tell the community from your own channel, your own mouth, your own words, your own face? Why would you just give them that like that? Weird, but I mean, okay. I mean, you're the successful oh, wait.
Um, okay, so here's the first page of the police report. Let me see if I can enhance this.
Nobody cares about the first page of your police report. Why are you showing this? I'm pretty sure that's got all kinds of information on it that we should not be looking at. It sure does.
Filed on the 16th of May of this year. So no, in fact, you didn't know shit for a fact. Those of you who thought that you knew exactly what was going on. I filed the police report. I've only posted the first page of it. This is the cover sheet. And I didn't file the whole police report because really I didn't feel like it. And certain people who have seen the police report will know why I'm not showing the whole thing. It doesn't matter. The point is, I did file a police report. And in the police report, the officer wrote that they had encouraged me to file for an EPO. It's in writing in the police report. And so here is the case.
Well, the police report is lengthy, is it not? You know what though? I'm pretty sure they don't release the police reports until the investigation is complete. I could be wrong.
As you can see up here, and I know.
But how many people did she parade this police report around to? I'd like to know. She says that she didn't show the whole police report, and for those who have seen the police report, they know why she hasn't published it. How many people have you paraded this police report in front of that you expect the authorities to take so seriously? And here you are passing it around to your Kiwi farmer and your grift gang friends on the internet and then doing a whole live stream about it on your Rumble channel.
Again, it's hard to read, but if you go to Twitter, you'll be able to see it.
This doesn't say anything either. All this literally says, you guys seen it all before. It's a notice to appear for a hearing on a motion for an order of protection. That's all it says. And it has the date, July 1st and whatever time it was.
The case number.
Tragic. She filed for a protective order on tragic because when somebody called the fire team to her store over there at the attic, the police told her that she should file a police report. So she made a police report and they told her she should file a protective order. So she filed a protective order. And I guess what? Because the police told her she should do this, she feels like that's gonna get her somewhere. I mean, okay.
This is the petition filing date, May 20th of 2024. And what it says here is petitioner Clarajandra Frank, respondent Matthew Berlinger, notice to appear. And the notice to appear was for today at 11 a.m. Fayette Superior Court. Now, I'm not sure why it is that so many people had such a hard time finding this.
I'll tell you why so many people had such a hard time finding it, because this cannot be found. Even with the case number, which, by the way, the case number is clearly visible on Twitter, the screenshot she has on Twitter, you can see the case number. You can go over to the mycase.in.gov with the actual case number and punch it in, and it's still not going to come up because it's an EPO. These things, you're not going to find them. You can go over there and you can punch your name in. You can punch Tragic's name in. It's not going to come up. This stuff doesn't come up. That's why. That's why nobody found it. And that's why ultimately she had to take a picture of it and put it on Twitter and tell the Kiwi Farms to post it on their blog and then take to Rumble to show everybody. Because one, Kalari, nobody cared. Well, and what do you mean? Like, you're literally saying how you're so proud because nobody leaked it and you guys kept it all hush hush and nobody knew, but then you're surprised that nobody found it. Wouldn't you have to know what you're looking for to go find something? Like if I don't know, whatever.
But it does exist. And I know that people were looking for it. And I know that people went on Twitter to pat themselves on the back and say that this was all some big troll that Anna and I cooked up between us. No, I wasn't trolling.
Well, there you have it though. That's why they couldn't find it because it was an EPO hearing. Also, I'll have you know, this paper says that it says that Clara filed a motion for an ex parte order of protection. Here it is. Let me blow it up bigger for myself. So what it says is notice to appear, and this is notice directed to Clarajandra Frank. The case number's on there, petition filing 520. It says, with the petitioner having filed a petition for an ex parte order of protection, the court hereby sets this matter for hearing as follows. So ex parte means one party, which means that what Clara filed was a petition to the court asking the court to grant this order of protection with only having heard from one party, which obviously is her. In the United States of America, we are all entitled to our due process. If somebody tries to bring about some sort of court action against you, whether it be criminal, civil, or otherwise, you are due your day in court. It is your right to due process. So for a claimant or a petitioner to go to a court and say, I am asking you to grant this court action against the respondent with only hearing my side of it first, ex parte, you got to have a pretty, convincing argument in whatever motion it was that you filed to convince the judge to grant that without the other party having their day in court. In this case, the judge said, no, you don't need an ex parte order of protection. We're going to give this Berlinger his day in court. So that's why it was set for a hearing. Which that can pretty much, I mean, for the most part, that's pretty much going to tell you which way it's going to go. Like if you're in a situation and you are such a victim of somebody, that a court is going to grant an order of protection against the other party, typically, I mean, even with a hearing, right? Typically whatever has happened is like so serious and you really are in danger. And the court's going to grant it ex parte just based on whatever you put in that motion to the court. So in this case, when we don't know because we've not read it, Clara hasn't allowed the farms to post that yet. She probably will by the end of the day. So we don't know what her argument was. I mean, she goes on to tell us on the rest of this live stream, about this, and this, but we don't know exactly what it was she wrote in this motion or this petition, how she worded it or what she said. So whatever it was, whatever Clara cooked up, whatever she managed to, do in her little pro se ex parte petition to the court, it was not convincing enough to the judge for the judge to grant the motion or grant her petition based on her statement. And then also, I mean, Tragic would still have his day in court, but anyway, it didn't rise to the standard. And I highly doubt that it'll rise, whatever it is, will rise to the standard once she gets him in court. If she gets him in court, but I guess that remains to be seen.
And I really would appreciate if some of you stop calling me a fucking liar. I really wish you would stop doing that. I wish you would stop listening to people that I do not speak to, people I have no contact with, who are not my friends, who I don't confide in. And on that note, I just wanted to send out.
Is this a big gotcha? That haha, you guys said I was lying and you couldn't find this? Neener. It was here the whole time. Well, they couldn't find, even if somebody had called the Fayette County Court clerk and said, has there been any petition filed in the courts by Frank against Berlinger? They wouldn't tell her. They wouldn't tell you. Because it was an EPO petition. So congratulations. Nobody was able to find what the court keeps sealed. Atta girl.
A special word. There was a very small circle of people who knew about this petition. There were
The grift gang.
people who saw this petition
The grift gang.
and they kept
Hi,
it
Amy May. Nice to see you. Why is her face melting? Can't even see her lying eyes.
under their hats. They didn't say a word. And among that group of people, and again, very small group of people, there are some names on that list that would surprise the fuck out of you.
But they're all present and accounted for in her chats. So that's nice. Who have we been seeing in DC's chats over the last week or so? Belinda, Strawberry Douche, the Grift Gang, Belinda, Strawberry Douche, Pink Lava, who's that other one? Olive Oil. They're all there. They're all present and accounted for. It's no big fucking mystery who it is you're referring to. Your little group of people and helpers, your little helper bunnies.
And every single one of them kept quiet. Every single one of them respected my privacy.
Yeah, that's exactly what they were doing, DC. They were respecting your privacy.
And didn't try to interfere with a court case.
Owl. We're all looking at you, Owl.
I am very, very grateful. We all are very grateful to you for your discretion.
She's the only one who cares about her new friends. Wait, what was that she said? I want to hear more about what she's so grateful for to her new friends, the Grift Gang.
I'm very, very grateful.
Yeah, Ron doesn't even respect your privacy. Great point, Amy May. Your man, your live-in female boyfriend doesn't even respect your privacy. I would like to know how in the hell Ronald Corbin got a hold of screenshots of the text messages between his female girlfriend and Anna Nicole about the EPO that she filed against Tragic. How did Ron get those screenshots? She's trying to impress those losers, and it's so cringe. They all belong together, though. I'm so happy for them. Same. Jojo says that hairdo doesn't respect your privacy.
We all are very grateful to you for your discretion, which is exactly why I'm not meant.
Dude, what do you mean? You're what? Why? At this point, you blew it. They should be pissed at you for you opening your big fat mouth. All that work they put into this EPO filing to help you with it. All of this silence that they had to endure, all of the keeping it, protecting your privacy and your discretion and keeping it quiet and not blowing their wads over there at the Kiwi Farms to tell all about it. All of that you put them through to keep this quiet. And then here you go. Nothing's been accomplished. Your day in court that you managed to get granted, because the judge didn't have to give her a hearing. It goes like this. Either the judge grants the order ex parte based on the petition itself and then sets a court date for the other party to have their day in court, or they just say, no, I'm not going to grant it, but you can come in for your day in court, or they just deny it off the fucking motion, right? So you managed to get a day in court, which is all you got. And literally, as soon as your day in court comes and goes, and it basically got thrown out because they couldn't get Tragic served. I'm pretty sure she's going to have to refile. Literally, like once you have your day in court, if you show up for your day in court and the other party's not been served and the other party doesn't show up or whatever the case, it's over. You got to start over. So why wouldn't you just shut up? Why wouldn't you continue to be quiet about it and continue to move in silence? Hire your little process servers, get the dude served, and then have your hurrah in your little party and pat all your little friends on the back. No, you blew your wad as per usual. I love that for you. And you know what? What does that tell you? Because any other day, any other time, her ass will be getting roasted over there. Not just on the farms. She'd be getting roasted and drugged to hell and back over there on Belinda and Gigi's channels over there on the Grift Gang. Are they? No. I think they'll push the divide between her and Ron so this could get really good. So I'm here for it, right? She thinks that shirt means she has money, which means she's a sucker. God, Ron is not going for Clara having friends and he can't play, just like what we saw play out with the last ones. That's right. God, this is fucking great. All your new friends should be pissed off at you for doing this. You should have kept your trap shut and kept it pushing. Mm-mm-mm. Now you blew it. You blew it.
Mentioning your names. Not one goddamn thing leaked. Not one thing leaked.
Well,
And
you're leaking it now. How stupid of you. God, this is great. I fucking love this shit.
I appreciate that. And for that, I want to say thank you.
Ooh, Agent of Chaos. Jean says Belinda alluded to this at the end of her stream a few nights ago. Did she? I don't watch Belinda. I wouldn't know, but I will take your word for it. If anybody wants to go find a timestamp on that, I am happy to watch Belinda Leaky Leakerton over there leaking it through her dentures. Love that.
And sometimes you find allies and friends in absolutely the weirdest, most unexpected places. And so, to all of you, I want to say thank you. You really have proven yourselves to be not what people think you are. And I am grateful to you. Okay. Now, what happened was leading up to this date, what's his name?
Hey girl,
Tragic.
wait. Hey girl, hey said yes. She said to keep watching the farms. Oh, really? Wow. Thank God Belinda's not on my team, huh? I love that for you, Clara.
Getting bolder and bolder and bolder on his stream when he appeared on stream. And so was the Rage Pig, and so was the Rage Pig sidekick. The threats were getting bolder and bolder. They were escalating. And Tragic decided that he was going to show off and go into people's chats and make certain confessions. That was a very bad idea, Tragic.
But here she is, spoiling her whole case. I love it. All right, hold on. I got something in the DMs. Oh, wait. Can I get that on? Hold on. Where's my download button? Okay. What is this? Oh, yeah. Look at that. I haven't seen this because, as you know, I don't frequent the farms. Oh, wait. Hold on, Lisa Simpson. Let me grab that. And the timestamp 1/20/12. Oh, it really is at the end, huh? All right. 120. That's close enough. All right. We'll come back to that. Look at this. The Farms is even celebrating over there on their blog. Here is a post from Shameful Existence. It's a screenshot from the very stream that we're watching. Oh, I told you Belinda was in the chat getting her little pats on her ass from her friend Clara. Look at the old bag of Shat DC making a little veg run. And look at that. What an unlikely redemption arc. Oh, I love that for all of you. Very good. Thank you so much for the super chat. She thinks they're her friends. That's so funny. I love it. I'm here for it. Here for it. All right. Now, this is Belinda's stream from the other night, the very end. Let's listen and see what she says.
Oh, Lord have mercy. But that's it. That's all I got. I appreciate you hanging out with me. Okay. And this has been real fun. Apparently, you might want to stay tuned. I can't say what is going on. However, y'all will want to stay tuned, okay, to the Kiwi Farms. Because, well, just because I said so. Okay. All right.
Fucking lame. When was this? The 29th on Saturday. Boy, she just could not help herself. Oh, I love that for you. I love that for you, Clara. I love that for you, Ron. I love that for Belinda, most especially.
That was a really bad idea.
I love how she's sitting here giving Tragic this tongue lashing as listen, if I didn't know any better, if all I had was just this stream to go off of and listen to, I would think that she was telling us that she won, celebrating her victory. saying these are all the things Tragic did and said that got him slapped with an EPO today.
A really bad idea. I'm not going to go into detail, but let's just say that the judge that I went in front of today did not take kindly to Connorsville's emergency services being exploited the way they were. The judge also did not take kindly to what I told him had happened. Now, this is what happened. Leading up to the trial date or the hearing date, Tragic went on stream more than once to say that the police were calling him. He also mentioned this in people's chats. I saw the screenshots of those comments on the farms and in other places. So the police have been calling Tragic and looking for him for weeks. It's been weeks.
No one cares.
Weeks. As you can see, I did that police report in May, and then a few days later, I filed the petition for the hearing.
And what is your point? That doesn't prove anything. Doesn't prove that the authorities are trying to reach Tragic. Anybody can file a police report for anything at any time for any reason. That means absolutely nothing. I'm not sure I'm understanding your point. Clara always likes to pretend that all of the authorities are on her side when nobody else was around to hear any of this or witness it. It's BS, Clara, and we know it. We do know it. Clara has to be paying Ronald big to stay off the internet and keep his big mouth shut. She told him tales. Did she show evidence? Because me thinks an ex parte would have been granted had she. Yes, absolutely. She has no evidence of anything. None at all whatsoever. Literally, you could have somebody say they witnessed somebody doing something, and that's still not enough to get anywhere with law enforcement. Please believe that.
Now, here's the thing. When I went in front of the judge today, I could see that obviously Tragic was not in the courtroom. And I also noticed that there was no TV monitor in the courtroom, which meant that he never accepted service, or if he did, he never requested a remote hearing. If he had,
I cannot believe that she didn't check with the clerk before the hearing to find out if they had received service back before the date and time of the hearing. Shocked. You got to wonder why she didn't do that. Yeah, she wore this to court, Amy May.
We would have seen a TV monitor there. There was none. So obviously, he did not accept service. Well, that was my assumption. So the judge asked the clerk, well, he asked me first. He said, do you know where Matthew Berlinger is? I said, well, all I know, Your Honor, is that he has been going on the internet for quite some time, stating that the police are trying to find him and he is not returning their calls. He's not picking up the phone. And so all that I can assume is that he is dodging service. So the judge
at that point, I'm sure the judge said that was a yes or no question.
said to me, well,
I see. This is why I feel like somebody needs to request the transcripts for this hearing that never was, that went nowhere, because I just don't believe a word she says. I just don't.
The thing is, if he doesn't accept service, we can't continue with the hearing.
There you have it. That's what the judge told you. The judge said, is Matthew Berlinger here? No, he's not. Do you know where he is? No, I don't. Well, if he's not been served, then we cannot continue. I suggest you hire a process server and get the man served. That's all the judge told you. Oh, also, well,
if he had accepted service and not...
Girl, yes, don't fence me in. It has a zipper. Yes, that is a zip up knock off. What is it? Versace.
Shown up.
Her fancy shirt.
That would have been different. But the judge told me that if he is not alerted officially to this hearing, then we can't continue. So
if he is not alerted officially to the hearing, we cannot continue. Womp, womp, womp. That's what happened in court yesterday. I cannot believe she still took to internet gave the farms the okay to post that shit, posted it on Twitter, and then took to Rumble to announce that she went through all of this trouble, got all these people to look to help her with everything, got all these people to keep it quiet except for her female boyfriend Ron, who released text messages last week. I just can't believe that she came to pat herself on the back for her case being thrown out. Like I cannot tell you how perplexed I was yesterday at this. Kalari, thank you so much for the super chat. Fashion Granny rocking her Gartrell Cosby shirt.
Said, okay. And the first thing I thought was, this is exactly what Sam Telfer used to do. She used to dodge service.
And this is not true. I've never dodged service a day in my life, ever. When I used to come home to my apartment when I lived in Scottsburg and I was only there like once or twice a week, I shit you not, there was a period over the summer of 2020, over like the course of 4 weeks, where every time I would go home to my apartment, there would be a sticky note on my door from the Scott County Sheriff saying, "Hey, we're here to serve you papers. Come get them." And I went live on my channel one time. Went live from my phone, drove to the sheriff's department, accepted service. I have never dodged service, and you know it.
In an attempt to avoid having to go to court and answer for whatever fuck shit she had been up to. Now, here's the thing.
Not only that, not only have I always accepted service, but it's been known for over a year now that if you are trying to get me or Yaba served, our attorney, Lisa Manning, will accept service at her office. So fuck out of here with that.
You can do that. You can try to do that. But as I said, the judge was not amused by
Snipe Hunter. Let's not forget that Ron gave the wrong address on purpose so Yaba couldn't be served. He knew good and fucking well that was not her address. My 500 pound life. Thank you so much for joining memberships. Welcome to Shamrock's Glitter Bomb. I'm sorry, I stumbled over that because I thought I changed the name of that tier, but apparently I did not. I was not successful. I have to look at that. Thank you so much for joining memberships, Gary.
By Connorsville's emergency services.
Being tucked away in file for lawsuit. It's downloaded.
Called out on a fake call. And for all you know, that judge
Manning 1K
could have a brother, a son-in-law, a brother-in-law, whatever, who was a member of that fire team or works for the police department or is part of one of the teams that showed up at the store that day. And
is Clara Frank suggesting that the judge, the Honorable suggesting that the Honorable Paul Freed of the Fayette County Judiciary allows his personal familiar relationships to influence and sway his rulings on the bench? Is that what you're telling us? Is that what you're getting at, Clara Frank? Nikki PB Knowing, thank you so much for gifting one Samantha Jean membership. Rena, welcome. Welcome to memberships. Big Ham, thank you so much for the super sticker. I can't believe this woman who wants to go before this judge with her tale of woes is actually taking to the internet and implying and dare I say stating as fact that this judge allows his personal familial relationships to sway his decision making on the bench.
Completely wasted their time. All right. I keep on reminding people this is a very, very small town where people know each other. Okay.
You need to remind yourself that that's a small town where people know each other, and you, ma'am, are an outsider. And trust and believe that is how you are viewed within the small community of Connorsville, Indiana. You, ma'am, are not a daughter of Connorsville. You are an outsider, and you are viewed and judged as such.
And I went into the police station to file the report. The cop knew immediately who I was, and he knew what I was there for. Because
he did
mentioned the attic, he's like, "Oh yeah," and I think that he was one of the police officers who reported to the store that day. The tragic called in that fake 911 call.
So he saw you taking pictures and posting. Did she go live while they were there? firing up a live stream and taking pictures to post to your social media. So he witnessed all that, did he? Of course he did.
Don't fuck with people in a small town. Don't do it. So,
no shit, Street Carp. I wouldn't brag about the cops knowing who I was.
He said, well, we cannot.
Okay. This is her stream that messes up. Let's see if I can bop through it. She comes back. Don't worry. There we go.
Sorry, I'm having internet issues. I've been having weird internet issues on and off today. So what he suggested was, when I told him about all the other things that had happened since I filed that report, he made a suggestion to me, which I am not going to share with the group. But he made a suggestion, which I'm going to follow. So what I'm going to do is I am going to follow the judge's instructions. Now, one of the things that he told me was, that in Maricopa County, if indeed that is even where Tragic
Okay,
lived,
hold on. I got to pop it back.
Share with the group. But he made a suggestion.
Hold on.
Which I'm going to follow.
Dang it.
About what he suggested was, when I told him about all the other things that had happened since I filed that report, he made a suggestion to me, which...
Right there. I don't believe that. I don't believe that at all, because that would be essentially the judge allowing the hearing to take place. You are not going to tell me what do they call that? Well, they call that ex parte, don't they? One party. There's no way that the judge sat there and let her tell him anything without the other party present. He already told her off top that if Tragic was not served, they could not conduct the hearing. We're supposed to believe that the judge allowed her to sit there and present evidence to him directly, regardless, and that he then gave her advice on what to do. Bullshit.
Which I am not going to share with the group. But he made a suggestion, which I'm going to follow. So what I'm going to do is I am going to follow the judge's instructions.
She's making it, she's being so dramatic. And of course she adds on a little smirk at the end. What the judge told her was, because I'm sure she cried about how he lives in Arizona. I don't know how I'm supposed to get him served. The sheriff tried to serve him. And, blah, blah, blah. And the judge probably said, well, you'll have to hire a private process server and get her served if you want me to hear this case. That's what he told her. It's not some, big gotcha moment. It's not some, look at the judge favors me because I live in a small town and his brother's on the fire team. Clara, just wipe your shitty ass with your dead aunt's money because it's the same thing.
Now, one of the things that he told me was, that in Maricopa County, if indeed that is even where Tragic lives. And Tragic, I just want you to know that if I got the address wrong, because I was given the wrong address, there are people who have been messaging me who...
Listen to this part. She's been really working closely with the Grift Gang guys, and I love the way she just lays it all out for us. Grift Gang X Addict 2024. Nikki P. Be Knowing, thank you so much for the super chat. If indeed Tragic lives there, if she doesn't know where he lives, how can she say he's avoiding service? Excellent point, Nikki P. Be Knowing, and thank you for the super chat. Excellent point. Grift Gang putting in the work. Yep, that's where they've been. You guys wonder, where has Belinda been working for Clara? Where has Gigi been working for Clara? I love that for them. Good work, boys and girls.
Who have gone full bore, don't fuck with cats on your videos. And they're taking a look at doorknobs. They're taking a look at decor. They're taking a look at the walls. of where you're streaming from, and they think that they're pretty close to figuring out where you were streaming from. Now, I know that you've been using a green screen recently because you don't want people to know where you are, but trust
Tragic's using a green screen lately because the shit is funny as fuck. If you haven't seen it, you need to go have a look. He is using a green screen and he's he made his background Katie MFW's garage. It's fucking classic. It's great. He's using it because it's fucking hilarious.
me when I tell you that the people that I'm going to hire to serve you are going to find you. You can run, but these are professionals and they will find you and they will serve you. And then it will be up to you to decide whether or not you want to show up in court. I don't know what the fuck you're so afraid of. Aren't you the one who calls me some old bag of shit? What are you so afraid of? What am I going to do to you?
What do you mean? How and where and when has Tragic indicated that he's afraid of you? You just said that you could very likely have the wrong address, and chances are you've got the wrong address. You know, these grift gangers, they like to talk about people avoiding service, not opening the door. Trust me, especially if it's the sheriff's department trying to serve you with something. The sheriff's department does not like to be ignored. And in these cases where it's civil and it's going through the court, and potentially it's for an order of protection, it's the sheriff's department knocking on your door to serve you. They're not just gonna knock on the door, wait a couple seconds, nobody's home, and go home. Trust me. If you had the right address, Clara, I'm pretty sure Tragic would have been served. So which is it? Do you have the wrong address, or is Tragic just hiding out and he's so scared of you and he's not answering his door and he's cowering in the corner and hiding from the sheriff's department? Give me a fucking break. Ron, think about all the Temu stuff, this money she's wasting. Goodbye.
Nothing. We're not even in the same state.
Quick, Clara, to Katie's garage. That's the Tragic secret layer. Yes, P-Day, she's going to hire a private process server. And I don't think she's said it yet. I guess she's got it narrowed down to 2 different addresses. So she's having to hire private process servers in 2 different areas. So not 1, but 2. It's great.
I promise I'll leave the guns at home. I'm not going to shoot the TV screen in the courtroom. And
she just fucked her own case. Same thing you just said to Tragic, he can say to you, we're not even in the same state.
Nothing. We're not even in the same. What are you so afraid of?
What are you so afraid of, Clara?
What am I going to do to you?
What is he going to do to you?
Nothing. We're not even in the same state.
Nothing. We're not even in the same state.
I promise I'll leave the guns at home. I'm not going to shoot the TV screen in the courtroom.
You shouldn't have guns in that home. That home that you reside in with your female boyfriend, Ron Corbin, his name is on the deed. He owns 50% of that house along with his grandmother. That man has diagnosed mental illness. The kind that's on the short list for being denied license to purchase firearms in the state of Indiana. The type of mental health diagnosis that gets your application for a permit to buy a firearm in the state of Indiana denied. You're not supposed to have guns in that household. And here you are, once again, admitting that you have purchased firearms and put them inside that house that 50% of it belongs to, and you share residence with Ron Corbin. I love that.
And nobody's going to Arizona to track you down. But you will be found and you will be served eventually. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to rest until I know that you're fucking served. I have 2 different addresses for you, and I'm going to be hiring people in 2 different cities to find you, to track you down, and to get you served.
I love that. That's great. Oh, God, I missed that one. Hold, please. Look at that. Oh, my God. This is your female girlfriend, Ronnie. This is your woman. Hey, listen, if ever Clara or Ron, if somebody knocks at your door, if the sheriff ever knocks at your door again trying to serve you, just have Clara answer the door and say that she's Rosemary. Like, no, I don't know Clara or Ron. I'm Rosemary. And then the sheriff would be like, well, well, Rosemary says here you're like 97 years old. So checks out. Looking like an 83-year-old man in drag.
Yeah. Somehow or another,
Next 100% P sitting down, and this one P standing up.
those documents are going to end up in your hands. And then,
God, I can't wait for it. I cannot wait for it. Jeez.
whether
Look, there she is. There's old Belinda.
right? But why, Belinda? Why? Come on.
Look, she is just delighted to have Belinda in the chat. I love that for her. Belinda might as well be sitting in old Ronnie's chair right there.
Come on, you're such a tough guy on stream. Be a tough guy in front of a judge. What do you have to hide? You can tell him your whole little fantasy story about the AI and how Owl edited that 911 call, and give all your little bullshit excuses that only 2 people in your server believe. Go ahead. Here's
my question. If Clara is so certain that it was tragic that made that phone call, she's filed a police report, right? And presumably, if she's to be believed that the police have done a thorough investigation, like they don't need to call and talk to Tragic on the phone to determine whether or not he is the perpetrator of the crime, right? Like if they have probable cause to believe that Matthew made that call, then they would just do what they need to do, and they would get a judge to sign on the search warrants and get access to his cell phone records or his whatever it is they would need to get access to proceed with filing criminal charges against him, right? So if that were the case, very good. Thank you so much for the super chat. Spend more money, Clara. Thank you for that. So if that were the case, don't you think that Clara would take, and this is why I think that police report that she's flashing around is probably nothing more than just a printout of like the report that she gave them. It's not like, any of the supplementary or any of the, findings of it. Because if she filed a police report and the police investigated it and, used the resources the police have at their disposal to determine that it was Matthew who made the phone call, then he would be brought up on charges. The state of Indiana would file charges against him. And then Clara could go to the judge and say, look, judge, I need an order of protection against this person because I'm not just coming to you and telling you I think it was Matthew who made that phone call that sent the fire team to our business. Here's the result of the police investigation. The police investigated and they've determined that it was Matthew who made that phone call and sent the fire brigade to my business. But that's not at all what's going on here. Clara, if and when Clara ever gets Tragic in front of that judge for the EPO hearing, it's going to be her word against his. Well, judge, I need this EPO hearing because somebody, me and my female boyfriend, we're public figures on the internet, and we've made it publicly known that we own this business in small town Connersville. And of all of the literal hundreds and thousands of people who don't like us on the internet, we're pretty sure it was Matthew who made the phone call. So we need an EPO. Like, no. So that right there, the fact that she did not go to the judge with the findings of the police investigation, nailing Tragic for being the caller, that tells me all I need. That tells me all I need to know. This is going nowhere. I can't wait for Clara to file papers on us. I'm gonna frame that shirt and put it in every single one of videos like a trophy. If the police have investigated and closed it to advise her to go civil, that does not help her. Exactly. And here's the thing. If the police had reason to believe, like legit reason to believe that it was Tragic who made those calls, when they filed charges on Tragic, an EPO would have been part of that. Like that through that process, since they would have been charging him with, whatever, making the phone call and using emergency services to threaten and harass these people, an EPO would have come through that court process and been attached to that case. The police would not have told her to go file an EPO and go in front of the judge by herself on her own legs and on her own word. No, it would have happened through the process of the court case. So you're full of shit, Clara. None of this is going anywhere. Your little police report you filed is not going anywhere. Your little EPO is not going anywhere. All you're doing is making a fool out of yourself again. Do you guys want to call the Connersville Police Department and find out if that's an open investigation? I mean, they'll tell you. They'll tell you. Yes, it's an open investigation. No, it's closed.
I would suggest, hey, Betty, how you doing? Here's what I would suggest, though. Or here's a warning. Here's a warning.
Do you think that that'll get Clara real fired up and she'll take to Rumble and threaten me and say that she's going to call her lawyer and tell her lawyer that I called the Connersville Police Department to find out the disposition of that police report? Probably.
I'm about to sit down and write a very lengthy narrative per the judge's instructions.
Do it. Does anybody have? Okay, I have the EPO screenshot with that case number on it, but I don't think I have the screenshot that she publicly posted on the internet herself of the police report. Does anybody have that? Let me see if I can find it. My wife says, do it. All right, we're doing it. Hold on. Let me go find, because I want to be able to give him the actual case number and not sound like a fucking jackass. Hold on. Let me stop sharing for a minute. I don't want to accidentally share the wrong screen. All right, there's the police report. Oh, look at that. Nice and clear. All right, hold on. Oh, there's the incident number, the date, everything. Okay, good. All right. All right. Ain't got nothing better to do today, do we? No, girls, we don't. Hold on. I don't want that. I guess it don't matter. Whatever. Okay, hold on. I got to look up the phone number. Connersville Police Department. Oh, POLICE department. Okay. They close at 1800. What? Why? Jesus. We need to act fast. All right, hold on. 765-825-2111. All right. Let's move quick, guys.
You have reached the Connersville Police Department. If this is an emergency, please hang up and dial 911. If you know your party's extension, you may dial it at any time. To speak with a dispatcher, have an officer sent to your residence, or to make a police report, please press 1. To speak with a police department or police personnel, please press 2. To file a high grass complaint, please press 3. To speak with the drug task force, please press 4.
What should we press? I forgot to listen.
1 moment, please.
Oh, all right. Let's see what happens.
The County Central Dispatch.
Hi, I'm sorry. I don't think I need dispatch. Can I have the records department?
Yeah, hold on, please.
Thanks. 4-2.
Connersville Police Department.
Hi, I have a question. Can you tell me, I have an incident number for a police report that was filed back in May, I believe. Can you tell me if that is an open investigation or if it's been closed?
Absolutely. What's the incident number?
Incident number is 24-005773.
It looks like that incident's been closed.
Can you tell me the date it was closed?
Unfortunately, it won't show me the date that it was closed. It just shows me that it was closed. I can reach out to that officer and get a definite date.
I'm looking at the first page of it. And it says down towards like the middle of the page, it says when reported 9:30:41 or 0900 hours on May 16th. And then it says disposition CLO. I imagine that means closed. And it says disposition date 5/16/24. So would that be the day that it was closed? The same day?
I suppose so. Unless he just closed it on his end and then submitted it to the prosecutor's office for further review, which could be a possibility. Let's see, it looks like it was Officer Wilson. I can reach out to him and I can have him give you a call. I just don't want to give you any wrong information.
Right. No, I appreciate that. Sure.
What's a good phone number for you?
Sure.
Okay. All right. I will have Officer Wilson give you a call.
All right. And you got my
you
got my name down as Samantha, right?
Yes.
Okay.
He should be on tomorrow morning. He typically works first shift. So tomorrow morning he'll be here from 6 to 2.
Okay.
So I'll have him give you a call as soon as he's able to in the morning, if that works.
Yeah, that's fine. Thanks so much. I appreciate it.
Alrighty. Thank you.
Bye-bye. I'm a YouTube live streamer. All right, so there you have it. So, I mean, I didn't even see this before I called, but it says right here on her police report number, or on the portion of the first page, page 1 of the police report that she posted, and it says reported at 09:30 hours on May 16th, disposition closed, disposition date same day. I'm sorry, May 16th. It says last rad log was 9:44 a.m. on the same day, May 16th. Clearance reviewed by administration is what it says. So now the question is, was it closed and sent straight off to the prosecutor's office within 15 minutes of that police officer taking this report by telephone? I'll have you know. Did Clara or did she not, in this live stream that we're reviewing, did she or did she not say that she went into the police station and the police officer recognized her and knew who she was? Well, I'm telling you right now, I'm looking at page 1 of the police report that Clara posted on the internet, and it says responding officer A. Wilson, responsible officer A. Wilson, received by S. Caldwell. How received? T. Telephone. She phoned this police report in at 9:30 in the morning on May 16th, 2024. Officer Wilson took the police report, and less than 15 minutes later, at 9:44 a.m. on May 16th, 2024, the report was closed. And DC, I didn't even have to call the Connersville Police Department. All of that information is right there on the half sheet of paper that you posted on the internet for all of us to view and analyze and look at. Amazing. Amazing. Let's finish watching the rest of her stream, shall we? Here we go.
If I were you,
Nikki P says they closed it and told her the only route she had was civil, thus not being able to provide the police evidence in her EPO. That's right.
and I gave a shit.
So there was no court case then? That was a lie? The police most certainly are not doing anything about her little report here. Look, I'll take the officer's call tomorrow when he calls and we'll clear it up. We'll get to the bottom of it and hear directly from the horse's mouth. But I can't see where a police officer would have taken a report over the phone and in 14 minutes able to conduct an investigation, make his own report, and then make a determination on whether or not to send that to the prosecutor for further review. Closed on the cop's end, but sent to the no. She said it's possible that he closed it and sent it to the prosecutor for further review. It doesn't state that in the report. Typically, if the police officer had done an investigation and decided that there was enough there to forward it to the prosecutor to recommend charges, it'll say that in the report. Like there'll be a follow-up to the initial report that I'm the officer assigned to the case. I attempted to make contact with Mr. Berlinger at the telephone number provided to me by the victim. Whatever, blah, blah, blah. I am forwarding this to the prosecutor's office with a recommendation of charges and then would list whatever the charges are. None of that happened. None of that, not in 14 minutes and 51 seconds. That's not what happened. No, they did what every police department in the state of Indiana does when they get a complaint like this. They take the report because they're obligated to by law, and then they close that motherfucker and keep it pushing.
Which I think that deep down inside somewhere in that, that pea rattling around in a tin cup that passes for a brain in your head, I think that you don't want this to happen, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. We will end up in court one way or another, or I will. Whether you show up is up to you. But if I were you, I would put a leash on that rage pig and on Alex and on your server. I would stop making fucking threats. I would stop bragging about recruiting.
Girl, shut up. You are a whole ass clown. Okay, hold on. I just want to put this up on the screen so you can see it for yourselves. Exactly what I told you. How received telephone when reported 9:30 a.m. on 5/16/24. Agency CPD Connersville Police Department. Last rad log 9:44 on the same day. Clearance reviewed by admin. Disposition CLO closed. Disposition date 5/16/24. See, you should have cropped this part off. Or at least this part. You done told on yourself. Your police report was closed 14 minutes after you made it. I love that for you. I love that for you.
IRL.
Hold on, let me tap it back.
And on Alex and on your server. I would stop making fucking threats.
That's right, Clary. She didn't even go into the police department like she described during this live stream yesterday. She phoned it in. Are we to believe anything you say when we've just caught you in a whole ass lie, ma'am? You didn't just say, I went down to the police department. You could say, well, I mean, whatever. I went down, I called. What does it matter? No, you were very elaborate in that lie, going on to say that the police officer knew you, already knew who you were, that you were pretty sure that was one of the officers there that day. We can check that too. We can call dispatch back and ask them the names of the officers that were dispatched to the attic on that date and then compare them with the name of the officer that's on the police report. That's public record too. You guys know all about it. You and your friends looking up all of me and my family's public records.
I would stop bragging about recruiting people to harm us or go IRL on us in any way. Because every single statement that is made in a chat or on a stream is going to be recorded and it's going to be used as evidence in court against you. Everything. Everything. Did you tell AK?
Exactly. Hey, girl. Hey. So her friends are looking at doorknobs, trying to figure out where Tragic is. And we just read what DC shared herself on the internet to point out what a lying fucking moron she is. LOL. We all love that for you, Clara, and your friends. Beg Linda. Love that for you too, girl.
That I was trying to serve you, or did you lie to her? Did you lie to your little, harem over in the bodega server? I suspect you did.
Did you lie to your little harem over there on the farms in the grift gang? We know you did, bitch. We know you did. We just seen it with our own eyes. I wonder if old Beggy Beg Linda and her farmer friends feel pretty fucking stupid right now, because I know they're watching, aren't you, ladies? You're all watching. Of course you are. Do you feel fucking stupid now? You should. Oh, that's right. They're busy looking at doorknobs.
Because you said that somebody from out of state was trying to serve you with legal papers. Did you think it was the other two? Or did you know it was me? Well, now you know it was me. And yes, I did lie to my audience. Yeah. Yeah, that was part of the initial complaint.
Lisa Simpson. Oh, look, there's Belinda. There's old Beggy back on Clara's screen. Lisa Simpson says, reminds me of when the farmers thought they had a screenshot of Sam's emails and they spent hours trying to figure out what they said. Turned out they were DC's emails. Remember that? Farmer friends who we know are watching because you hang on every fucking word I say. Do you remember that? When you ran the screenshot of what you thought was my email inbox through all your little super cool computer programs that only you farmers know how to use to scrub them and clean them up and decipher what my email inbox said. Whole time it was Clara's email. You fucking idiots. Look, there's Beggy. He also has videos him with his whole face calling the cops too. Regard. Who's the regard now, Beggy?
Belinda. That was in the original filing. So, yeah. Wasting more time of the Connorsville Police Department, a tiny city with a raging drug problem, and you're wasting their time. I keep on telling you,
Did you guys see that old Beg Linda and her friends found out where I work? And Beggy put it on her YouTube live stream last week. Was that last week that she did that? Remember when I'm sorry, she put it on Rumble. Either way about it, it's still her Rumble channel, isn't it? It is. Remember last week when Beg Linda put on her Rumble live stream up on screen who my current employer is, and they all think it's funny, and they think they're going to harass my employer? Well, there's only one person we can follow the dots back to, when my employer is getting harassed. There's only one person I know of who took that information and put it on the internet publicly, and that's Beggy Beg Linda. Beggy, why are you harassing me at work? Why are you harassing my employer? Belinda Carroll of Lansing, Tennessee, why are you using the internet to harass my employer?
a small town, and people don't like the scant resources that we
That's
have.
right, Lisa Simpson, on a live stream in front of 100 viewers, 150 viewers. She did 150 when she sniped me and took 150 viewers away from my live stream. That's attacking both my income through my employer and my income through my YouTube channel that you're interfering with, Beggy, while you're over there in DC's comments.
Available to us.
Fruity Tootie says, Beg Linda lost a bunch of supporters when she went onto the Rumble and showed Yaba and Sam's home address for no reason at all. I don't know why she keeps doing that. Now she's shown our home address. She's shown pictures of our house. She has exposed my employer. And they said I didn't have a job.
Here getting wasted.
Did you feel stupid then, Kiwi farmers? When you saw, without a doubt, indubitably, that Samantha has a job? Now you know who I work for. Oh, Samantha doesn't have a job. She's a liar. She don't work. Suckers.
By idiots like you. Motorboat, what's up? What's up, bud? Stop making threats. Stop weaponizing people. Because all of it is going to be used against you. And you're not going to be able to claim, oh, it wasn't me. The words came out of your mouth. And if you say,
oh, speaking of words coming out of somebody's mouth, this is a blast from the past. Let's listen to the words that come out of Clara's mouth in this clip, shall we?
And by the way, if anybody is under the impression that they are going to come for me and take my money, all that I can say is this: good luck finding it. That's a hint. Good luck finding it. Or there's some retards out there.
Hey, wait. Hold on. I bet I could find Clara's money. Let's see. Over 10,000 of it went to Hussy's bank account. Over 7,000 of it went to the Kickstarter. How many thousands of your dollars went to your first attorney? What was the first attorney that represented her with Hussy? What was that lady's name? Several thousand more went to Audrey over there in Indianapolis. You fired off a couple thousand of your dollars to the attorney in New Albany who you had send that cease and desist. And then who's the new Donna Biederman? Thank you, Lisa Simpson. And then we've got who's the new one? The tax. Well, no, they don't have the tax attorney. Who is that has the tax attorney? That's Hussy and Gigi. Who's the lawyer she's using now? Some of your money went there too. And I think she even says that only her lawyer and her accountant will know where that money goes. I think your lawyer knows where more about where your money is than your accountant at this point. That's for sure. Anyway, that was fun. Look at that still.
Well, I'm not going to do anything. Somebody else is going to do it. Yeah. And who said it? You did. Empressa. Just so that you guys know, that whole crew is going to be streaming at 5. So I told them.
I have no idea who she's talking about. This is very much giving December 2022 when she started throwing around names none of us have ever heard before, like Zoomy Booby and I don't remember Dr. Roxo and 4chan. Now she's throwing around a new set of names. I have no idea who these people are, nor do I care. But apparently she thinks that we must know who these people are or give a fuck who they are because she's throwing their names around.
I wasn't going to stream that long because I wanted to leave the time open for everybody to stream, because I love Swede and Motorboats and Impressas and everybody else's streams.
You see, yeah, it's like when she was trying to clout chase with her 4chan friends. Nobody knows how these people are, nor do they care. Nobody's going to come watch their stream at 5 o'clock neither. Oh, hold on, Nikki.
I love those streams. So if you guys want to drop the channel in chat, go ahead, so that everybody knows to show up at 5 p.m.
Oh, yes, Nikki P, I did. Thank you.
You have threatened my business. You have fucked with my income. You have fucked with my family. And you know what?
Aren't these the same accusations that she is throwing at me and Yaba and threatening to sue me and Yaba over? Also, who else? Hussy. Oh, she's back with all the Plate Gang. Is that who those people are? The Plate Gang fellows? Yes, Clara's new friends will surely be tuning in every night to hear her political thoughts and bad stock advice for sure.
You know what the biggest mistake was that you made, apart from calling 911 and all that shit? Those little comments that you made about getting a hold of a Yahoo data breach.
Listen,
and saying that
this is great.
Anybody we don't like is going to have some sort of crypto thing. listed or something like that. I've got the printout, and it was part of my filing today. I was going to bring it as supplemental evidence of what you've been up to.
Yeah, but you didn't get your day in court because you suck and you couldn't even manage to make sure that the respondent was served. And now you guys wonder, you guys wondered, Owl, are you listening? You wondering why I went to such great lengths to make sure that Clara was served when she was the respondent? Because if the respondent's not served, the hearing doesn't go. Mm-mm-mm. You know what though? I don't think she ever intended to have him served. I think she's afraid to go into court against Tragic. And that's why she was happy to try to show up on the day of court knowing full well he hadn't been served, thinking that she was just going to have her day in court anyway and convince the judge to see things her way. I love that. Nikki P says DC started out with Negs ruining her life, then Irate Alex, then Gigi, then Yabbit and Sam, then AK, and now Tragic. And you bet you've missed loads, probably. Isn't that interesting, Nikki P?
Right around the time that Negs's old Instagram account was hacked.
Oh, how
and he was locked out of it. And there were postings on there about Bitcoin and shit like that, and about buying a Tesla and buying a house in LA. And I saw that today there was some posting about buying some other car, whatever. Followed closely by Negs, every single one of Negs's financial apps getting hacked.
Is she flat out accusing Tragic of hacking financial apps?
Do I know you did it? Somebody told me, someone who I trust, somebody whose opinion I respect, told me that you're too fucking stupid to do something like that on your own. And it was probably AK that did it.
Lord have mercy. Are you accusing AK of hacking financial apps?
Because she's more computer savvy than you are.
Oh, my Lord.
But you're going to get blamed for it, Tragic. So what do we have? Let's review.
So wait, whoa. Please tell me that this is not part of her filing. Please tell me she did not include that in her filing on Tragic, and then she takes to camera before the issue has even been heard in court and admits that she thinks it was AK who did it, but that Tragic, she's simply going to assign blame to Tragic. Is she serious? Did she just say that? She did.
We've got you threatening me. You threatened to come to the grand opening and bring that idiot Mr. T, who has a history of violent crime.
Okay, and the grand opening took place when? This is what I would ask. When did this grand opening take place? You mean to tell me that you waited until May of 2024 to file? Did you file a report on that threat? Did you go to the police and say, somebody on the internet said they're going to come to the grand opening of my business? No, you held on to it until May 20th, 2024 in your EPO filing. Interesting. See, and listen, that's another way you know for sure that police report went nowhere, because she filed the police report on May 16th. It was closed on May 16th. She probably was giving them, because the police do not call you and tell you when they've closed a police report, when they've closed their investigation and filed it away. They don't tell you. So she probably waited 4 days, called down there to the Connersville Police Department to find out the status of the police report, to see if Tragic had been thrown in the slammer yet. And she was told that the police report was closed, there would not be any charges being filed, and that if she wanted to, she could file for an order of protection. And that is why her order of protection was filed ex parte 4 days later on May 20th. If that police officer I don't even have to take the phone call from him tomorrow, but I will. If the police officer had sent out to the prosecutor with recommendation of charges, the protective order would have been included in all of that. She would not have had to file that herself. So that's interesting. They told her it was a civil matter and there's nothing they can do on the very first call. Absolutely. And even if she had some sort of proof that Tragic's the one that called the fire brigade, still, It's just not enough. Hold on a second. Yes, it is. This is in the comments. Look at this. Look at this. This is LOL olive oil. You remember olive oil? She had to change her name on the farms because she's an absolute laughing stock. Hold on. I have to get it in my screen. Gosh dang it. Look at old olive oil in the comments over there. She says, "You are lucky that this is a small town. In bigger towns, the police is a lot more militarized and someone could have absolutely died. Thank you for posting the police report and the transparency." Only she didn't post the police report. She posted the cover page. And thank God she did, huh, guys? Thank God she did. What an absolute ass clown. Now we know for a fact, without a doubt, from Claire's on posting, that her little report that she made to the Connersville Police Department was closed 14 minutes after she called it in. Fucking loser.
The way you ran a GoFundMe to come to Connersville for the grand opening and bring that.
Uh-oh, baddie. You got pocket modded. Sorry. I don't know anything about this GoFundMe that she claims Tragic held to raise money to attend the grand opening of the attic. But first of all, so what? Big deal. There's no crime in that. But I heard AK say that that did not happen. There was no GoFundMe. That's a lie. What I meant to say is I bet the farms are lit up and you're going to pay for this stream, babe. Well, I won't know because I don't frequent that blog ever since they lost all credibility. Remember when we used to remember when the farms used to be Bible? We thought the farms was Bible. If this experience taught us anything, it is that basically the farms is full of shit and there's no need to waste your time going over there looking for any answers because it's nothing but a bunch of bullshit. Ain't that right?
You ran a GoFundMe to come to Connersville for the grand opening and bring that crazy scumbag with you.
Yeah, I seen it.
Then we've got you threatening me when I wrote that email to Sherry asking her to tell you to back the fuck off and stop. And you threatened me again.
Why would DC email Sherry to ask Tragic to do or not do anything? That has me so confused. That's so weird. What a strategy you have, Clara.
I've got a printout of that. I was going to show the judge that today too. Then we've got you calling the police. I've got one recording of you calling the police in Connersville, and I understand.
How do you know that's him? How do you know? You reported it to the police. You ran to the police. You told them, "Oh, this person called the police." They didn't find your story credible. They didn't find enough evidence to support your claim. They closed it 14 minutes later.
Understand that you called the police more than once in Connersville, wasting their time. Then we have the data breach. We have the Instagram hack.
What is your proof that Tragic is behind the data breach and the Instagram hack? Has she said what her proof of that is?
Got that.
You got what, lady?
What else?
Are you seriously going to go in front of a judge and say, also, my female boyfriend's Instagram was hacked? Blink, 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 blink. You know how, like in the cartoons, when the character blinks and it makes that sound? Blink, 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 blink. My female boyfriend's Instagram was hacked, Your Honor. Blink, 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 blink. Yeah, Ron did that signing up for scams. That's how his Instagram got hacked. And that's how all his little financial apps got hacked.
What else do we have? Oh, right. I forgot. Didn't Outspoken send me a Discord DM a few months ago with one of Negs's passwords in it?
Did he? Did Outspoken do that?
And I don't know which Outspoken that was. Was that the Outspoken or was that you, Tragic? Because I understand that you like to impersonate Outspoken on social media.
Oh, so are you saying that it's a thing in the social media circles that you run in that people impersonate other people and send messages to dupe people into believing there's somebody they're not? Is it possible? Is that possible? Of course it is.
So I told
So you don't know if it was out. You're saying yourself here on your live stream. You don't know if that was outspoken or somebody pretending to be outspoken. You're admitting that that's a thing that goes on in your little circle of friends on the internet. Interesting. So why is it that you've decided that it was tragic when you're admitting yourself here and now to all of us that you don't know if it was tragic or if it was outspoken? You don't have a fucking clue. Interesting. Lisa says next password is 1234. Fauntleroy says next password is penis 6969.
Negs and he changed all of his passwords. Yeah, we've got that. I've got a copy of that message too.
So you have a copy of a message from an account going by the name of Outspoken, and you yourself are saying that it could be outspoken or it could be tragic impersonating outspoken. I can't believe that is on your list of things you got. But okay. All right. All right.
And now what do we have?
Now
We
what
have you making open threats to us again. Tragic. You know what this is called?
Guy Bear says Ron's password is Clara's money 420.
You know what this is called? This is called a pattern. It's a pattern of behavior.
It is a pattern of behavior, all right, ma'am. It most certainly is. It is a pattern of behavior, well-established pattern of behavior that we have documented right here on my channel. You're all welcome.
Harassment and stalking. And possible internet crime.
Impossible internet crime. Listen, if there was a pattern of behavior that you have documented and you and your little grift gang farmer friends have worked so hard and diligent over the last several weeks to gather up all the evidence and put this case together to the point to where you were ready to pull the trigger and file a police report, then why, oh, why was that police report closed within 14 minutes of you picking up the phone and making it? That shit went absolutely fucking nowhere. Womp, womp, womp. You couldn't even get your civil filing off the ground. You couldn't even get a hearing on a motion for an order of protection because you couldn't even get him served. It went nowhere. Yeah, that's fucking great. Probably record time of closing a case. That motherfucker was closed before it was opened. That's how ridiculous you are and how ridiculous your claims are. Maybe you should find a new group of friends to help you. Because your little all-star lineup over there accomplished absolutely fuck all. It took that officer 14 minutes to type out all the shit you said on your little phone call, and they literally immediately closed it. I fucking love that. How much volunteer time did your little all-star lineup over there on the farm's ex-grift gang put into that? Losers.
Yeah, it is highly illegal, Penny.
The grift gang really thinks they're the Justice League.
And don't bother coming to the store. It's going to be closed for a while.
Oh, this is my favorite part. You remember how she claims that she's cooking up a civil lawsuit against me and Yaba and that she's suing me and Yaba because we damaged her business? Remember? She's working on the brief and she makes all these claims saying that we've harmed her business and Ron's business and she's going to see us in court. Remember there was a cease and desist, remember? Listen to this shit. I'm going to shut my mouth and let this motherfucker play. Listen to this shit. I love it. Clara, you're a fucking moron, and so are all your fucking friends on the internet.
Illegal, Penny. And don't bother coming to the store. It's going to be closed for a while. We are reassessing our hours of opening, whether or not it's even worth it to open the store. Business has been completely dead. It's been dead at our store, at the tattoo.
This is where you fuck up right here. This is where you blow your whole case you're trying to bring against me and Yaba right here. This is the moment.
Open the store. Business has been completely dead. It's been dead at our store, at the tattoo shop, and at the vape shop. No.
Oh my God. So not only is business bad for you, but it's bad for all the businesses immediately surrounding you in that strip mall. The vape shop, the tattoo parlor.
Nobody is out shopping. I don't know
Nobody's
why, but
shopping?
nobody's out doing anything, really. Even the Save-A-Lot is dead.
The Save-A-Lot isn't even getting any business. And that is a fucking grocery store. That is a discount grocery store in Connersville, fucking Indiana. Thank you for this, Clara. Please. Serve me, motherfucker. I will open the door right now. Serve us. We are ready.
So I don't know if it's worth it to actually open the store. But just a friendly reminder that photography and videography inside the store is forbidden, and anybody who tries to do it will be trespassed. Also a reminder that when I work at the store, I'm there by myself, although I'm there with Bug.
Why are you broadcasting that on the internet if you're in fear for your safety, so much so that you're filing police reports at EPOs? What are you doing?
Bug doesn't take kindly to fuck shit. And if I call the police will be there in about 2 minutes. We're not that far from the police station. And they're already aware that there's fuck shit going on that's been directed at the store. We've had much more than the 911 call, and much more than Sam sending that guy into the store.
I did not send anyone into that store. That guy even said it out of his own mouth, and it's in a comment section from his verified YouTube account that I did not ask him to go into your store. So I don't know why you keep saying that. That's a lie. This is why people call you a liar, Clara, because you lie. He said, nobody asked me I have the screenshot of the comment somewhere. It's on my computer. I literally just seen it a couple days ago. He says, nobody asked me to go in there. Or he said, she didn't ask me to go in there, or something like that. He says it. He admits it.
So, tragic.
Yeah, he volunteered himself, and also he wouldn't do anything that we asked him to do. I'll have you know. Remember, we asked him to do all kinds of things. We asked him slap down a dime on the counter and say that he was using his Tunderground discount or something like that. He didn't do that. We asked him to book a photography session. Didn't do that. We asked him to go in there and specifically ask to purchase the DVD of the powder. Remember, we wanted to see we wanted Ron and or Clara to dig in the DVD bins for the powder movie. He wouldn't do that. He didn't do anything we asked him to do. He was on his own mission, his own agenda. That was his show. He even did it on his own channel. Remember? I offered to give him a link. No, he insisted on doing that on his own channel, and he did. Liar. You're a liar, Clara. This is why people call you a liar.
Every single threat that you, the Rage Pig, Anna, or anybody in your circle makes from now on is going to be added to the case, and it's going to be presented in.
Exactly. And the one thing that he went in there and he liked and he asked Ron for a price on, Ron said it wasn't for sale. That's why your business is failing, because your female boyfriend's a loser.
In front of a judge. And I do mean everything. Everything is going to be presented in front of the judge. And you're going to have to explain why it is that you have been on this mission for months to try to destroy our business, try to destroy our finances.
Which, if you had a case against literally anybody, you would have done something by now, and you haven't. All you do is run your cock sucker. Very good. Thank you so much for the super chat. That reminds me, where's the documentary? Great question. Very good. Thank you so much for that. I appreciate you supporting my channel. Sorry, I'm going to have to do it. Give me a second. She makes this face a lot.
You're going to have to explain that to a small town judge who has undoubtedly heard all about the police and fire and EMS visit to our store already, probably from his brother-in-law. And I'm going to walk.
Hold on. That was her once again suggesting improper conduct and behavior out of this judge
Already, probably from his brother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to walk the judge through the layout of the store and how there is no back door to the store and how fire and police and EMS wasted all that time.
Aren't those all things that the judge's brother-in-law have already told him? Isn't that what you've been implying? Why would you have to walk the judge through that when you're telling us that his brother-in-law is on the fire team?
Looking for a back door to our store that doesn't exist. All that time wasted. Emergency responders chasing their tails, looking for an entrance that didn't exist because they heard that kids were in danger because there was a fire in the store when there were no kids in the store. There is.
So wait, if there's no back door to that particular retail suite, isn't that out of compliance with the fire code? Doesn't there have to be more than one entrance and exit? That's what I want to know, Promise. Isn't that a horrible fire hazard? APP says, you know what else doesn't exist at that store? Profit. Ah!
Is no back entrance. And I was there by myself.
I wouldn't lock myself in that firebox. No way out.
So
party be served. She didn't even do that. Showed up to court knowing good and fucking well it was going to get thrown out.
Rage
There
pig,
should be two forms of egress.
Alex, bitches in the server. Proceed with caution. Because
Shut the frick up. What? Wowzer.
I am documenting everything, and it is going to be included in a narrative that I am writing up per the judge's request. So,
Per the judge's request.
well played.
So the judge also told you that the narrative that you filed to get this court date that was a big fat bust wasn't good enough.
You know, read each other for filth and call each other names and stuff. But a lot of you out there know how to separate the wheat from the chaff, and you understand when something is internet horseshit and when something is really serious IRL stuff. So thank you all, the people I confided in. Thank you so much for your discretion.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Thank you all. That's right. Owl, Gigi, Peanut, Belinda, take a bow. You and your farmer friends.
Thank you. I really, really appreciate it. And it's
yes,
making.
We appreciate you too.